Conducting infantry operations in the mountains is dangerous business. Despite the nimbleness of the Brazilian mountain troops, they must practice their skills constantly to prevent mishaps. The men of the 11th Battalion go through one of the most rigorous training programs in the world.
The men go through a special training process that requires hard physical, technical, and psychological standards for 10 months. 2 hours of physical training every day is required for all mountaineering activities. In those 10 months, they need to become proficient military climbers and have to assimilate the main virtues of the mountain soldier: patience, humility, and perseverance.
The soldier must be patient to master the vast techniques of an elite mountain warrior. He also must be humble, for if he is to try and fight the mountain will always win. The soldier must also persevere if he ever wants to reach his potential as a fighting mountaineer. The three virtues of the 11th Battalion were evident during World War II. The Germans had occupied the city of Montes in the Italian Alps for 6 months and had built up a formidable defense. After bitter fighting, the soldiers of the 11th Battalion were able to capture the city. When the troops had consolidated their position, they found 3 graves with the inscription, "3 Brazilian Heroes," written in German. These heroes were from the Brazilian Mountain Infantry Battalion. A monument with the 3 soldiers stands at the 11th Battalion headquarters. Each year, veterans return to São del Rei to remember the comrades who gave their lives during the war. Retired 2nd Sergeant Pellegrinelli fought in the Battle of Montes and remembers it well.
A little after the start of the attack, when we reached the hill Montes, the bombing was tremendous. We did not have any alternative except to confront the opposition. In the bombing, it was my unit that was most sacrificed because we were in the deepest. Montes fell and my unit suffered 17 casualties, 3 dead and 14 wounded. I was one of the first to be wounded, but I continued. I took shrapnel in the back and a bullet in the shoulder.
Montes was a proud moment for the 11th. In terms of war, the soldiers of today must face the same challenges as we did. However, now the soldiers are better equipped and better trained.
Today, the soldiers are attempting to carry on this proud tradition. New recruits entering the Mountain Battalion go through the basic climber course. This class is the prerequisite for all of the other mountaineering qualifications.
Our training in the mountains is dangerous. Our men are required to work together and learn techniques as a team to combat potentially dangerous situations in the mountains.
Basic climbing techniques are honed to perfection on the facade training course.
Escalando up. Escalando up. Recuper up.
It is here where the troops learn the function of each piece of equipment, hands-on. This facility provides relative security compared to the 300-foot cliffs of the mountain training area. The artificial climbing area is a place where limits are realized and mistakes can be made without putting any of the soldiers' lives in jeopardy. Here the men can perfect their skills in climbing, rappelling, and traversing.
I enjoy my responsibility to prepare the troops for mountain training. They must be well versed in all aspects of mountaineering before they are permitted to conduct missions in the mountains, our primary training area.
Once the soldiers of the basic climbing course become proficient in the facade training area, they go to the nearby Linheiro Mountains to test their skills. The same techniques are used on the mountain. However, the sheer size of its rock faces creates a whole other climbing dimension, thanks to fear.
Como eu tinha falado antes,
When I came here, I had a fear of heights. I am no longer afraid, but instead I respect the mountain.
vim pra cá.
Now I have no difficulty in climbing and fighting in the mountain terrain.
In 1984, a legend was created. A sergeant by the name of Gouveia was a skillful climber and an experienced instructor. Over the years, he lost his fear and began to neglect some routine safety regulations. During an ordinary training session, he carelessly slipped from a rock and fell over 200 feet to his death. To this day, he is the only soldier from the mountain battalion to be killed in a climbing accident. This story is told to every new mountain soldier in the basic training course. The moral being that, in the mountains, fear will keep you alive. Despite its strength in mountain operations, Brazil's 11th Mountain Battalion must also maintain their standards of traditional firearms training. Since a majority of the battalion's operations are conducted in complete darkness, night vision technology is constantly utilized and updated.
Bom, senhores, recebeu a informação do escalão superior que havia na região de Serra Banheiro.
Today, a small strike force of men will wage a simulated infiltration exercise on an enemy post. The strategic maneuvers of every soldier are discussed in detail on a topographic map made of dirt and rocks. The features of the terrain are reflected in scale so that the soldiers can be briefed on the entire mission without actually being at the attack zone.
Destruir essa torre.
The mock enemy waits without knowing the specifics of the infiltration exercise, while the soldiers silently get into position. With swift efficiency, they strike. This particular enemy post is a communication relay. After everything is surveyed, explosive charges are placed to disable future use by the enemy. Forward and upward is the fight motto of the 11th Mountain Infantry Battalion. Never retreating in fear and always attacking the highest point.
In this activity, the climbing and tactical team cohesiveness are very important. There are moments when you have to give everything for your partners. They are with you, struggling to complete the mission and attacking the enemy. So troop spirit must be high for this infiltration exercise to succeed. I am very proud of the way my men performed today. I feel honored to lead such a fine group of men.
The training that the mountain soldier receives on the sheer rock faces also lends itself to urban combat maneuvers. In counter-terrorist roles and pinpoint attacks, the climbing experience can be utilized in storming a building. The urban protection that the 11th Battalion provides Brazil is appreciated in their hometown of São del Rey. There is total cooperation and support of the troops by the local citizens. Many of the soldiers have family who live in the town, and fathers who served with the Mountain Battalion.
My father is proud. He was a soldier of this battalion, was born nearby, grew up in this battalion and reached a level of sergeant. I feel proud of being an officer, and he feels proud too.
My family is very happy. My father served here, and now I am too. He feels very satisfied, and so do I, to be here in this unit that is so full of history.
For over 100 years, the soldiers have been running through the cobblestone streets, inspiring the people of São del Rey.
The regiment has a song. Its name is Regiment of São del Rey. It says everything. The city is in full support of the regiment. The men are very well treated and accepted by the town, and the soldiers love the people of São del Rey.
The 11th Mountain Battalion supports its community in many ways, other than just providing military protection. Once a week, children from nearby schools are bused to the barracks to interact with the troops. They learn their national history, what the mountain soldiers do for them, and leave knowing that for over a century, the 11th Mountain Infantry Battalion has fought for their freedom.
The relationships here are like a family. The 11th was always considered to belong to the town. It's called Regiment of São João because the regiment participates fully in the life of the town, and the town participates fully in the life of the regiment.
Today is graduation day for the ultimate mountain soldier, the Guia de Montaña, or mountain guide. Any officer may elect to go through the intensive leadership course. However, the odds of completing it are slim. Less than 8% who try will ultimately graduate. During this final graduation test, the soldiers are examined as they demonstrate many of the skills that they have learned over the past 7 weeks. The goal of this course is to prepare these soldiers to lead men through a variety of terrains on long-term combat missions. On the top of the Lenheiro Mountains, the soldiers receive a symbol of their elite climbing status, the Guia de Montaña patch.
I feel honored, proud, and happy to be commander of this battalion. I came from a far region of Brazil, and in my wildest dreams I could never imagine getting this post. For me, it is the ultimate professional achievement.
Another generation of leaders is being created in the proud Brazilian tradition of the 11th Mountain Infantry Battalion, a tradition of excellence that is sure to continue for many generations to come.